ultimately maybe the incentives work out in a world where like Bitcoin's marginally successful, like only a fringe group of people are like running it as like just a complete alternative system. Maybe it challenges the fiat system to like get right enough. But I just personally think that, if you're talking about, let me zoom out really quick.
Cool.
And let me deliver an example. So do you know the story about why Google defeated Yahoo?
Was that to do with PageRank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the time, Yahoo was a much bigger company, a much older company, very well funded.
And I thought they defeated Alta Vista.
They defeated everyone,
yeah.
But Yahoo was in play, right? So Yahoo was one of the dominant players at the time, and the way that they were trying to like curate the internet was they actually had manual curators. They had a room full of people that are like actively curating the internet, creating an internet directory. And then what Google did is use the page rank and keyword system in order to automate that. So Yahoo didn't stand a chance, right? Yahoo got absolutely obliterated in the market. So like, again, when I look at Bitcoin versus the traditional system, like we're talking about human curated monetary policy versus automated monetary policy. So I'm just kind of like looking at past examples of things that happened in the past. And I'm like, wow, Bitcoin's going to obliterate this. Network effects are dominant. Okay, 21 million divided by everything. Let's fucking figure out like how much Bitcoin you actually need.
I think
that's how I'm looking at it.
I think that's a really, really good point. I've never actually heard anyone explain it like that. And I'll tell you why I think that's a really good point. It's because we spoke to Jeff Booth about money misinformation. And the problem with the current financial system is that it's so manipulated. There's so much misinformation in the system. And really what happens is it's a small group of people who fuck it up for everyone else. Okay? So a great example, canceling Russia is because of, you could put it really down to one man or a few psychos on each side. Let's not get into the politics of why this war's happening, but to punish a leader of a country and some oligarchs, they've cancelled an entire country. 144 million people live in Russia? They're all punished by this, okay? And that is a system where a small group of people can ruin it for everyone else. Jack Mallers loves to talk about an open monetary system. This is a system that benefits the billions, the hundreds of millions, the billions. Therefore, the incentive structure flips in that the network effect is created because nobody else can screw it up for them. Every individual has that personal choice. So I think that's a really good point.
Yeah. Again, Bitcoin is evolution on the existing system. I'm very confident that Bitcoin will succeed at outcompeting the existing system from an economic perspective. Again, I'm not talking about like Bitcoin's more noble, Bitcoin's sexier, the old system is, hurting people. I'm like straight up, people are going to make economic calculations, and more, they're going to be moving to the Bitcoin system. And ultimately, if that does not happen, like if there is another system that emerges, like I don't see how long run Bitcoin can just be marginally successful. It either achieves its ultimate destiny, and then again, we got to start thinking about how big hyperbitcoinization is going to be and think about what do I need to do to get there safely with my stack intact. Or you have to prepare for, okay, it's going to zero, and maybe I shouldn't allocate 100% on this bet. Maybe I should, put myself in a position to live comfortably for the next 10 years and then be a freaking mega billionaire on the other side of it, with all my limbs and with my family intact and, at a nice fat weight, without being too skinny and living in a bunker. So I don't know, like that's why it's just important to like put this thing into perspective, because if you're thinking, hey, Bitcoin's going to be $1 million in 10 years, you might be way overweight on Bitcoin because you're bullish, but guess what? Bitcoin's probably going to be like $26 million per coin in 10 years. We'll probably be at full hyper Bitcoinization, and I hope you didn't lose your coins or traded it early trying to time the market.
You think we're going to be at 26 million a coin in a decade?
I mean, conservative again. Like I'm just saying, it's either hyper Bitcoinization or zero. Again, I think it's going to happen in the next decade. People will argue with that, but ultimately, if we do get to hyper Bitcoinization, the global store of value market is conservatively $500 trillion. Divide that by 21 million, you're looking at $26 million per Bitcoin, right? So, I mean, that's conservative. Like, I've heard the store value market is in the quadrillions. And now you're talking about, multi-$100 million Bitcoin. So again, like I think you just gotta like, hey, Bitcoiners, like this thing either works or it doesn't. If it works, like what will the price of your sats be in that future? Like, and I think we need to get to that level.